Hey guys, so cycle number 4. Cycle number 4 has finally come to an end, a very sad end, a very heartbreaking end. Honestly, I'm still kind of 50-50. It's day 2 of cycle number 5 at this point, and yeah, basically what happened was I got that positive on the cheapie test. The next day I did a whole bunch of other tests and they all came back negative, except for what felt like a line on one of them, but I think it was the gray line. First response has it, and I'm pretty sure prognosis has it as well. I don't want to think that there may have been something and our moment of intimacy with my husband ruined that, because it would just, I'm emotional enough as it is over this. I don't want it to be that as well. So I went ahead and did a test yesterday. The flow started slowly getting stronger and stronger. I basically had brown discharge most of the day. That started increasing. So in the evening I took this digital just so that I could see the no and kind of not wonder, not like look at lines and try and figure out like, is it not? Because the mind plays tricks in this kind of situation. Trying to conceive, women who try to conceive will understand this. It's just so like emotionally draining, and it's stressful, and there's like so many emotions and so many things going on. It's a very it's insane basically. So the cycle came to an end. My period is in full flow at this point. It was, I will admit, it was extremely sad when I saw that it increased and it turned into a full-on red flow. But at the same time, there was also a very tiny part of me that was relieved, thinking that at least I knew what was going on. At least it's like, we're done. This is what's happening right now. We're moving on to a new cycle. There's no guesswork. I hate the guesswork. So that being said, I will say that one positive thing that I am taking from this whole thing is that my period came right on time. So obviously everything has regulated. My periods are coming on time, so that my body obviously is back to normal. Now when I say back to normal, I say it meaning that obviously my body is able to get pregnant, I think. Okay, I'm not a doctor in any possible way. So I feel like everything is okay and as it should be. The thing with the symptoms, now I did have a whole lot of symptoms. I had a bunch of symptoms. I was nauseous. I was like sore, tender breast. Like I had the full-blown symptoms, a whole bunch of other symptoms as well. I think the basic thing that we need to remember when trying to conceive is that the same hormones that cause PMS symptoms cause pregnancy symptoms. So basically what happens after ovulation is that estrogen starts to kind of fall, but it does stay steady until 7 to 10 DPO. So estrogen is at a high level, but steady and going downwards if you're heading towards your period, of course. And progesterone is rising. So no matter if you're pregnant or not, progesterone will still rise and estrogen will still be up until a certain point at a high level. So what happens is that this is what causes symptoms. You start having different pregnancy-like symptoms that are also PMS symptoms. So when your hormones start to fluctuate, they start to go down, they start to change in order for you to get your period, you still feel all these different symptoms. So the sore breasts, the bloating, perhaps nausea. Some people actually have nausea before their periods. I never had nausea before a period, so that's why for me, I consider that to be a symptom of pregnancy, not of my period coming. So basically, pretty much 90% of pregnancy symptoms and PMS symptoms are the same because they're caused by the same hormones. So that being said, I had a lot of nausea. I had sore tender breasts, bloating, headaches. I couldn't sleep. All these were caused by mainly progesterone as well as estrogen. My hormones during breastfeeding were obviously subdued quite a bit, and they have now kind of come back in full force. So I think that my body is just extra sensitive to the hormones, and it's kind of reacting to them a little bit more than it would because it's been 2 years where they have been like subdued. So I'm not feeling cramps like I did last cycle, where my period kind of came back with a bit of a, how can I say it, with a bang, basically. It was very, very painful. I couldn't move. I was expecting painful cramping today, but it's actually kind of just a dull feeling. So it's kind of something in the middle. So I feel like my periods have regulated. I feel like they've obviously just found a middle ground between the practically no pain, practically no feeling of the last 2 years, where obviously my hormones were being pushed down, to before I got pregnant, where I had really, really bad PMS symptoms and really, really painful periods. So that being said, I think I have finally kind of reached the middle ground, hopefully. And it's just a matter of catching the egg, and you know what I mean. Another thing I'm taking from this cycle, and another thing I'm taking from this whole experience, is that I will be taking my pregnancy symptoms with a grain of salt. So any symptom I feel, I will consider it to be PMS. Any symptom I feel up until 7 to 10 DPO, I will take as normal symptoms due to the hormones in my body changing along with my cycle. And after that point, everything is PMS unless proven otherwise with a positive pregnancy test. And when I say positive pregnancy test, I mean a line I can see. And even when I can see the line, I will definitely need a digital to just, you know, I know this is kind of like, it's just, I think, the best way that I can deal with it right now. So yeah, because this cycle, I wasn't 100% convinced I was pregnant, but I thought that I might be because of the nausea. If it wasn't for the nausea, I probably would be like, I don't think so. Because I know that it was a very slim chance. That we had said that from the beginning. I said that I forgot it along the way, especially when I saw the positive on the cheapie. As far as the cheapie tests are concerned, I probably will order cheapie tests because it's way too expensive to use like 3 different expensive tests. Like that's crazy. Because I feel like doing one test just didn't really. I also felt that I was putting a lot of stress on myself not to test. And that's something that I kind of came to the conclusion on based on our conversation yesterday during the live. I realized that I was putting, like, this whole situation is stressful as it is. And I'm putting this extra stress on myself not to test. And I'm just kind of like not letting myself do what I need to do in order to feel okay. Because I feel like the previous cycles, I was let down a lot easier because I had seen the negatives, whilst this time around, like, I was trying not to test, and then like I had higher expectations because I was testing late. It was, yeah, it actually played around with my head a lot more than I thought. I expected it to be easier that way, but it turned out not to be. So in saying that, I think I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow and kind of allow myself to test if I want to test. If I don't feel like testing, I'm just not going to test. So I'm not going to put any pressure on myself to like, oh no, don't test, like on purpose not testing. I'm just going to kind of go with it. But yeah, I am still feeling a little sad because after seeing that positive test, and it's the reason I did the digital, I had to see the no so that I can just like kind of deal with it in a way. I know it's a weird way of dealing with it, but I suppose we all have our ways, coping mechanisms and all that. So yeah, with that being said, I don't want to draw this video out too much, and cycle number 5, after having a chat with my husband last night, I realized that I really need to change my perspective on how I'm kind of...
No, I didn't do that. No.
I really need to change my perspective. I need to change the way I'm kind of dealing with this whole process. Everyone deals with things differently, so I feel like I've been trying to go about TTC in a way that is not 100% me. A lot of you guys say how you love my positivity, and I am a very positive person. I'm trying to find the positivity. I think I kind of lost my perspective on this whole situation, and that's where my positivity kind of started going downwards. I do have a lot of thoughts in my head as to how the cycle will be different and how I'm gonna like kind of just change this around a bit. I'm still kind of half in cycle number 4 still, and just moving into cycle number 5. So I just want to clear my head and yeah, go forward with a new perspective, just look at things differently, from a different angle completely, because I feel like we're forgetting that TTC also includes sex, basically. We're forgetting the sex part of it, and we're focusing too much on the eggs and the hormones and like symptoms. We're forgetting a very basic part of it. So yeah. So basically, we're in cycle number 5. We're going to try and regain the positivity that I feel like I lost. And I want to thank all of you who noticed how sad I was in my video, and just thank you from the bottom of my heart, because honestly, I don't think I would be as positive as I am and as like okay as I am without you guys. I honestly mean that, and I'm not just saying it, and it's just thank you, basically. Thank you. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video. It's just, yeah. So this is the update. This is what we're doing. I need to I think I'm going to allow myself a couple days to just not necessarily think about TTC. I want to just have my period over with, basically. I have a market on Saturday, which I'm going to prepare for, and I will be doing things differently this cycle. I'm just trying to figure out exactly how I want to go about it. I know, or at least I have an idea of the direction I want this cycle to take. So yeah, I'll probably do a whole separate video when I have a very clear idea of what I'm doing. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope I made sense, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.